Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Friends from Work. I'm Tom, this is Sean, and on today's episode we're going to be talking about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Before we get into that though, do us a favor, leave a like and subscribe down below. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. The links are, or the ads are on the screen, links are down below. I'll let him say it.
Oh, spoilers.
There you go. You usually interrupt me.
I was trying not to interrupt him.
I usually... It's a thing now, but I'll actually take the actually because since Sean's black, he can take the
I'm only
lead.
half black. He's half Mexican, so it's like a movie about both of our heritage.
The mud way.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It was interesting. There were things going into it I didn't want to see that they did, but it grew on me. I honestly, even though I knew they were going to make Shuri the Black Panther, I was honestly secretly hoping that they gave it to somebody else or something like that. Nothing against her.
Right.
I just thought she was too goofy and techy. So that was a good change. That like she had like some anger.
Yeah.
And there was like really no tech involved. She was basically the Black Panther. I mean, she had tech obviously, but like I thought she was going to be like a new Batman where she's going to be like throwing stuff and
grenades
like
and
not
smoke bombs
fighting
and shit like that.
That was a pleasant surprise. So that didn't bother me so much. I was worried that I was going to hate Shuri as the Black Panther, but she was only the Black Panther for I don't know 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, it was like the last. It was the final act, the final battle.
Yeah, it even wasn't even the final act. It was like the final scene.
Yeah, I was saying like the final battle, the big battle.
But I thought it was good. Killmonger was in it. He reprised his role. A few other people from the
ancestral plane.
Yeah, in the ancestral plane. When she took the herb, she saw Killmonger, and it was because, like I said, because she was angry.
She was filled by vengeance,
and she wanted to get some revenge. And that was interesting. I personally wanted them to make up some bullshit reason for Killmonger to be Black Panther. I was just like, oh, he was in jail the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, come save us.
He's taller or something.
Yeah. And then have him see T'Challa or his dad or whoever in the ancestral plane and be like, you got to chill. I'm trying to kill all the white people.
I thought we'd. I didn't think we. I thought it'd be a possibility to see T'Challa, but I was like, I don't know if they would do that.
Yeah, maybe they had some
they can figure it out.
Yeah, I mean CGI, they're fine. Or they had like a scene already. They'll chop up the words.
Yeah, something like that.
But seeing Killmonger makes me think we're gonna see him again.
Yeah,
especially with the multiverse.
I do wanna save that pin because I do have some notes on
we'll bring
Killmonger.
That back up later. But I thought it was a good movie. They introduced Namor. They changed his origins a little bit. I'm not super expert on Marvel comics. What? Are you gonna cut this? But they changed a little bit from the comics. Namor is from
I didn't write down
Telecon
in the movie it's Telecon.
I can't pronounce it.
I forgot to write that down.
But in the comics he's from Atlantis.
Yeah.
He's a white boy from Atlantis. But for the most part all the other powers are the same. Most of the lore is the same as well. So it was a pleasant change. I usually hate when they change races and things just to do it. But I thought this one worked. It was rooted in history.
Yeah.
And it kind of made sense. So I don't think it took away from anything. And I don't know if it's racist or what, but it was weird. Like, I guess black people against Mexicans has always been like a thing. Like, for me, growing up in bad neighborhoods, that's always been a thing. So I don't know. I don't know if that's some subliminal
Sean's
shit.
Racist.
I'm sure we're going to see it on a woke new YouTube channel, like just the white man trying to make the blacks and the Mexicans not hate you. It's like, so I don't know, but that was, but I liked it. I thought he was cool. Namor looked cool. I thought he stole the show for most part. He was even better than I expected. I thought he was a good villain. I thought the wings on his feet were gonna look whack and like how.
But it worked.
But yeah, it looked cool. Like he was floating through the water. It looked really cool. But I really like the Telectuckians or whatever you want to call them.
Whatever those people.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the Atlanteans, but they were interesting. Riri Williams was cool. Her get introduced. I usually don't like the sassy black character. You know what I mean? Like she was just saying like, but for the timing on hers were just really
it was
fun.
good. They didn't overdo it.
Yeah, they didn't overdo it, and they perfectly timed when she said something like super sassy.
Yeah, and I'll give credit for the rereal just briefly. I want to save my points for later, but with her, they didn't overdo her in the movie in general.
I think they had a plan like she's gonna get her movie, but I just thought like she was really funny. It was an added surprise they worked her in there. Marvel does a great job of like putting the people there for future plans, making them, you know what I mean, side characters in movies. But I thought she was funny. I just remember when when Shuri takes the herb and she punched the thing. She's like, "Can I get some of
Yeah.
that?" Like, that shit was funny.
Everyone started dying.
Yeah, that shit was funny, and I thought she stood out. The Iron Man suit, I guess, was cool.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. Actually, it looked weird. It looked like a fucking like
it looked
Roblox.
like the car. I was gonna say like the kids version of the Iron Man suit, like the Cars version of.
Looked like Hasbro.
But like I said, I'm just saying, I like that she made it, and like she was similar, like paying homage to Tony.
Yeah,
she's
you
making
saw
in
that.
The suit,
also in the suit thing when she was flying in the air.
Yeah, that was kind of like his first one. That one looked cool. That one was even cooler. But
okay, yeah. So I'll do with what I did like overall. Like I said, we try to do the bright points first and then kind of critique it. What regarding Riri intro, I liked it. I think I initially didn't like her being introduced because I was like, oh, there really isn't much to it. But then I also compared it to, it's hard to compare these two, but hear me out. When Spider-Man was introduced in Civil War,
like that, yeah.
where it's like, okay, here's bits and pieces, but we're working on them later.
She's an important character. You've connected her now to one of the other groups, so
yes.
it's like she's got an in. So like, I'm guessing something crazy is going to happen in Chicago, and she's going to call Wakanda, like, I need your help.
Yeah,
you know
so something like
and
that.
They're going to introduce her to the FBI or something.
Yeah, so I wasn't initially. I was like, oh, they're really not developing her like super much. I'm like, but this is in her movie. They just need to throw her in, get her some pizzazz, so people are interested for her future
same like
stuff.
America Chavez and Doctor Strange.
Yes, that's a great one. Yes,
like I'm sure we're going to see her again. She's got super dope powers.
Oh yeah.
And she's pretty OP, and they were just like, oh, we're going to put her in the movie. She's a part of it. Introducing, like I said, we saw how smart she was.
Yep.
Things like that. I think they missed a chance. They found her at MIT. Obviously, I wish we would have saw like MJ or Ned or Flash.
So yeah, that's right. They are at MIT.
They're at MIT. They should be at this time, at a similar time.
Yeah,
they should be there. I wish they would have been like. I wish Flash was like the kid who she was doing the test for.
Oh yeah,
I think they just missed an opportunity like that. Out
there. Little cameo.
Yeah, like I said, it didn't take away from the movie.
Yeah,
I just thought it was cool that like she was at MIT in Boston at a similar time. That MJ and Ned would have been there.
I didn't even think about that. That would have been
so. I think that would have been cool if they would have tied them in. But I think they didn't overdo her.
Yeah.
She made an impression. We'll remember her, but she didn't overtake the movie at all.
Yes, it wasn't her movie. This was still a Black Panther. I'll give them credit for that. And then same thing when he said regarding Namor, or they called him Namor. But I'm saying Namor. It's Namor. Shut up, Marvel. I don't care if he means no love. Shut up. It's Namor.
What was his other name? I forgot what his other name was. Kuluk Khan?
Yeah, go ahead. You pronounce it out. Yeah, go ahead. But I think it was a really good, solid villain. It's especially the recent projects in general regarding the MCU, the shows, and some of the movies. A lot of the villains have been pretty lackluster lately, so this was a good refresher. It was like Marvel still has it, and I feel like for a while, they took this movie really seriously, so they did not want to fuck this up. Ryan Coogler was the director.
Yeah, he's good.
He did not want to fuck this up. He's like, I have to make sure this is perfect, especially with the passing of Chadwick Boseman. So I feel like everything was done with everything he can do. Nothing bad, like bad about the movie.
I don't think that was bad. I think in that regard, it kind of held them back because this movie was like at its core, they had to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman. So I think
they addressed that right away.
I just think like that was always like an underlying thing of the movie.
Yeah.
And me and Tom were talking about a few days ago. It's I hate that Black Panther and Namor didn't get their battle. If you're a comic book fan, they're real adversaries.
Yeah.
Like two heavyweight champions who
I
fought
was thinking about that too,
three times. Like
movie.
who have like they don't like each other, but they have a mutual respect. Right. They're both kings of their people. They both rule their kingdoms a similar way.
Right.
Like in theory, they could take over the world if they wanted to, but they don't.
They talk about that a lot in this movie.
So that was one thing that it just sucked that Chadwick Boseman had died, and we aren't going to get that rivalry. I'm sure we'll get it in some form or fashion. I mean, he does live forever, and things like that. And like I said, spoilers, they introduce his son at the end. And so I'm assuming he'll have something to do with it moving forward. So we'll see. But that was one thing that I was sad about as a Marvel fan, especially as a Black Panther comic book fan, that him and Namor didn't get their little rivalry. But they did do one of the scenes from the comic where they destroy the city. Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah. Regarding that's actually my next point. That was a good plot twist. I wasn't crying, but that was a good plot twist with Queen Ramonda. dying.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
I was not either.
I was like, whoa, shit.
I thought somebody was gonna die, but I thought it was gonna be like Jabari or
someone
like,
that wasn't like
yeah.
a core member. I was like, damn, okay, that was
yeah. The
so
whole
I'll give
their
them
family.
credit.
I forgot what was their last name. Shuri. I don't know. We don't know, but their whole
T'Challa,
family's just
T'Challa,
taken.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any kids.
No.
She hasn't even expressed interest in
anyone besides her work.
Woman, or work. So I don't even know, like, is she gonna have kids?
Yeah.
But I guess it was good to see that T'Challa had one.
Mm-hmm.
And they another thing I didn't like about, like I said, I don't know if didn't like it. It was like they made his death like basically how he died in real life. Like, I don't think they had to do that. Like,
yeah,
they were like, oh, he was sick for a long time and he knew it. He didn't tell anybody. Like, so basically how he died in real life.
I mean, it was a tricky thing to figure out. So.
Personally, if I would have done it, I would have just opened the show with him fighting Namor and Namor killing him.
Oh yeah,
in
like
a fight,
in
like
the
fucking
suit,
him up in the suit. Yeah, you never saw him. Even they open it, show his face, him dying. That's how I would have done it. You know what I mean? I mean, the way they introduced Namor is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't super against that. That's just like the child again. Nothing against dying of cancer. You know what I mean? R.I.P. to everybody, but he's a superhero. It'd be cool for him to go out. I mean, like I said, they were paying homage to him in real life.
That's what they were doing.
So I feel like they honored him by giving him the same death he had in real life. Which again, it wasn't bad. No. I just wish they would. I think it would have been cooler for Namor too if he would have killed. Like, sure, really would have hated him then. Like everybody really would have hated him.
Yeah,
he would have killed
T'Challa, then kill the Queen.
Yeah, then he came back, killed the Queen. I thought that would have been, like I said, I think they missed the beat there for something, but I don't know if I don't like it. That's something I would have done, and I think it should have been done. Like if we were killing T'Challa off, I wish he would have died fighting.
Yeah,
I wish he would have got to die fighting.
I would assume that was probably the first, because that was the first thing. They probably had a million meetings regarding how
movies always have like underlying things, and I think this one was like a wake or a funeral or a tribute or whatever you want to call it to T'Challa. So they wanted to, like I said, have him die the way he died in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he had he had a son and he tucked him away. And he knew he was going to die. He didn't want his son to grow up as the king.
Yeah, that felt. I'm regarding the son thing. I was initially like, this is a plot hole thing, or like this is not a plot hole, but a plot protection. You know when they do in the movies,
I know.
Or I don't know what the proper word's called.
Plot armor.
Yeah, plot armor. Thank you. I feel like that was interesting, but I'm not bad because, like I said, I feel like I wanted to ask you this.
They were going to have to do something like that because he died. They didn't plan on him dying, so they had to do something weird that was going to be a bridge. Yeah. So it was always going to, like I said, in my head, my weird thing, like I said earlier, I would have just been like, Killmonger was in jail the whole time. We didn't he didn't die. We saved him. You know what I mean? All he did was get stabbed. Like that dude broke his back. They saved him.
Right.
And I would have just been like, we saved him and we had him in prison the whole time, and then have him have some fucking. You know me, sure, he'd be the Black Panther, get her ass beat, and then be like, you got to do it, bro.
This is a question regarding the Black Panther mantle. Is that only allowed in the royal family?
No. Well, no. So, it automatically passes down to you unless somebody challenges you.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So I guess it is in nature, and the royal family just always wins because you know what I mean. Their dad was a Black Panther; he trained you how to use it. You might, things like that.
Okay, yeah, because in my head I'm like, because I wanted I put her down Okoye to be the Black Panther, or Michonne if you don't know the names well. I think she would have been really cool to see her as a Black Panther. That would have been a cool arc, especially since she got banned.
I thought it was gonna be. They kept showing the Black Panther and it being a woman suit. I thought it was gonna be T'Challa's baby mama or.
I never saw her as that once because I
she could fight. You saw she saved her. Yeah. Like I said, she got skills. So I thought it would look in honor of T'Challa. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I wanted to see her. I just thought for some reason I didn't want it to be Shuri, but I was fine once she was like angry.
Yeah, like
and she wasn't like being a kid anymore. And like I said, I was afraid that she was going to be like, oh, I'm like the Black Panther with tech. And
I 100% agree because they're
and her like telling jokes like but I feel like. They did again. It became darker. It was her story and like her rise to being a hero, if you want to call it, where she got down and then she got back up. And they did do that well. I did not want to see her as a Black Panther going into the movie, and I was okay with it afterwards.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
I thought they were just gonna do like some Shazam shit, especially when she was recreating the herb. Yeah, I thought like at the end she was gonna give it to like Jabari, Okoye, the other chick. I thought she was gonna give it to like 5 people. Yeah. So that's just how I thought it was going to go. But
then she made it was called the Midnight Angels. That's actually I never read the Black Panther comics, but that was comics.
Something like that's supposed to be a spin-off show.
Oh, it is.
And it's going to be the Michonne and then the other one, the one who had the 2 spear tips, which is like as long as that one. I can't think of her name either, but she was like
I don't
married.
know.
She's like married to the actual general or something. I don't know. It was that part was confusing.
They all look the same.
They do though.
Not racist.
It was fun. It's funny. It's like it was the cool thing about this movie was like since it's a black director and all black cast, they got to make jokes like black jokes. Like when Jabari comes into the throne room at the beginning, he's like, "You bald-headed demon," and I just burst out laughing. It's like you could never make that joke unless it was an all-black cast.
Yeah.
Or like when Riri Williams is like, "Your head is ashy."
Oh my god, that was so. And then she turns it. No, I told you it was fine.
But I literally like laughed so hard when Jabari was like, "You bald-headed devil." But again, I thought the movie was good. It was sad that everybody in the royal family died.
Oh my god, yeah, it was some Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
shit,
actually,
honestly.
I guess back to that, the royal family. I think they have like first claim to the throne.
Yeah, that's what.
So like he'd have to come back, and then the guy would have to fight him.
Yeah, okay.
Things like that.
Also, did you notice Kamaru Usman was in there?
Yes, Kamaru Usman was in it. I saw that. I kind of knew he was. I knew he was going to be in it, but I thought it was going to be like some super bullshit. I mean, he was a side character, but he spoke like 3 times. Like
he did.
Yeah, he spoke. He had he spoke because the first time I saw him, I was like, "Is that a Kamaru Usman?" And then he said something like the blah 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 tribe, blah blah. Like
oh yeah,
he said something. Then later at the end, like
he was in it in the intro earlier.
No, not in the intro. Like when they were having like a meeting. I think it was after the mom came back.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, after the mom came back.
At the end,
after the mom came back from the UN meeting. All the tribes are meeting in the throne room, and he's the leader of one of the tribes.
Oh, I didn't
notice. He's the leader of one of them.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah, but he spoke. He was like, I forgot what he said, but I was like, oh shit, that's Kamaru. And you know what pissed me off is like, why didn't they have Izzy or Francis then? Because they're both like Nigerian.
Yeah.
Champions as well. That would have been dope if they would have had all 3 of them in there.
I don't know if Francis would be down, but I feel like
Izzy for sure. I know if Usman was down, like I said, maybe he's busy or something. I don't know. That would have been dope if they would have had in there. But yeah, I did notice.
I saw him at the end, like dancing. Like
when he was dancing.
I looked at Gertie. I went, "What the fuck?"
But yeah, at the beginning, I didn't realize he says something. He has like a couple lines.
I think I was just getting my food or something. Because oh my god, don't even get me started on how long it was taking to get the fucking
getting your food.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Ours actually, it didn't take long, but we had to like ask the chick. I don't know. Maybe they were just really busy and understaffed that day. Yeah. They were packed when I went.
Oh yeah, it was packed when I went.
Oh yeah.
It
was also cool. They brought what's her name back from the Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah.
Director,
whatever, bitch from Seinfeld.
Yeah, but I didn't realize she was married to that dude.
That was a cool thing.
That was a cool thing. It was just like. When I guess she doesn't, or he's pretending like he's talking to some girl. Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna get out.
Yeah.
But you didn't realize. I forgot what she says. When then you're like, oh fuck, they were married and they got divorced.
Yeah, it was cool. Well, actually, no one knew that until that moment.
Or she was like, oh, I'm coming over to fuck or something.
Yeah, some shit.
Yeah.
That was so good.
She was like, wouldn't be the first time. Or
yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, that was weird. We didn't know that. That was cool.
So that's definitely going to play, I feel like, in the Thunderbolts in the future franchise.
Yeah, that's definitely
They're definitely going to.
Well, I think I'm guessing the Thunderbolts movie or whatever is going to be them breaking into Wakanda.
Oh, you think so?
Or Telekakon or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I just like that seemed like she was like that was my dream for the United States.
Because she even said she fucking bugged the
beads. Like that was so. I think the Thunderbolts movie will have something to do with the vibranium.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're gonna need something to bring Shuri and Prince T'Challa and that other chick back to Wakanda.
Yeah.
Like that. But that was cool. Like I said, she got our boy arrested for helping out. It was cool. They saved him at the end. He always does a great job in the movies.
He's so funny. Also, like I said, Killmonger's back. He brought that up earlier. Well, I want to know this question for you. I have it down. Do you think he's gonna come back to life in a way, or since he was in the ancestral plane, is he just gonna stay there and make those cameos from now on?
I think it's gonna be like some multiverse shit.
To where
because the ancestral plane don't make sense because who gonna see him? T'Challa's son don't know him. Shuri's gonna go back. Like I don't know.
Well,
I feel like with Shuri's chapters of Black Panther's over.
Yeah, I agree.
don't think we're gonna. So she's not gonna go back to ancestral plane. So how's she gonna see him? Like T'Challa's son doesn't even know him.
Well, that's
what
I was saying. Do you think maybe this is like a one-off thing?
No, I don't think so. No.
I was also upset.
I think they're gonna do like some multiverse. Like they're gonna go back and like he's gonna be the Black Panther.
Oh, and like multiverse over here or some shit. Earth 6-1.
Or you know what I mean? Earth and different Earth. T'Challa's still the Black Panther, but Killmonger's his cousin, and he's in the army.
That's
or
my
whatever.
cousin.
Yeah, well they are cousins, but
I'll phone him.
But I don't think they're done. When I initially saw the end of the movie, I thought that was the end of Black Panther. in general as a show. But I don't know. After I saw the end scene, I'm like, why would they introduce the son?
Yeah, they're definitely gonna.
But the end of it with Shuri letting basically Jabari be the king kind of made me feel like that was over.
Regarding the son, I do want to bring that up. They introduced the kid, right? Do you think they're gonna do a time jump with him to where he's like a young adult or like a teen, 19 or something like that?
What is he, like 6 right now? 5 or something?
He's definitely young. Yeah. I'd say between the age of like 6 and 10.
Yeah, because
I mean, like they're gonna introduce him, but
you know what I think it's gonna be?
What?
Now that I think about it, they made it a point to make it clear Namor was a mutant.
Yeah.
I think T'Challa's son's gonna be a mutant. He was born. He's like Namor. His dad had the herb in him, and then he impregnated a woman.
Oh yeah.
So I think he's gonna be like part. Maybe he'll age faster or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were adamant about the mutant thing, and like Namor isn't the Black Panther. His powers are different.
Yeah, he's a mutant.
So they made it clear that. So I think, in the comic books, T'Challa's son is a mutant. His name's Azura or something.
But they said his name was.
And he's Storm and T'Challa's son.
Okay.
But they basically, I don't know, retconned, whatever you want to call it, that if you have the herb and you make a baby,
that's a mutant kid.
Yeah, it's a mutant kid. So maybe because they can't really time jump. You know what I mean? Because they really they ever time jump in the Marvel? They usually stay like where they're at.
No, but what I'm saying is like time jump in the sense that maybe they will do a time jump, or like they're not going to address Black Panther for
10 years
or something.
He ain't going to be.
I'll say 5.
He's got 5. He's going to be 10 years old.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
That's why I don't think they can't do a time jump. I think that that he's gonna be a mutant and he just ages faster.
Okay.
That he'll look like a man when he's 12 or something like that, or he's a big kid. I don't know. I think he's gonna be a mutant. Maybe he'll be a kid still, but he'll be a mutant, so he'll be powerful. So it makes sense for him to be in it. Then.
Yeah.
But I would be shocked. I'm almost 100% positive.
I definitely don't think it's gonna be that kid again, though.
I'm 100% positive he's a mutant though.
Okay. I think he'll be a teenager. I think that's what it's gonna be if he's at that.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he ages, but they can't do a time hop.
Yeah.
So even for him to be a teenager, was that 10 years from now? Like.
Yeah,
8 or 9. He's 13, and he's like 5 in that movie. Maybe
he's young.
If he's older, maybe 7.
7. Yeah,
like he's still. So I don't think they could time jump. Him being too young won't really be movie friendly.
Yeah.
So I would think it's gonna have to be like he's a mutant and he looks like he's 20 when he's 12 type shit.
Yeah, something like that.
And he's like kind of like Namor, where he ages faster and lives forever.
Yeah. But yeah, regarding everything in general regarding this movie, I think. Phase 4 as a whole. I think this is a solid.
That was the end, right? That was the final one of Phase 4.
This is the end of Phase 4. Okay. But I will say, you've seen us on this show. I mean, we were a little late to all this Phase 4 stuff regarding this podcast, but you saw towards the tail end we had a lot of complaints. More cons than pros, I'll say. But I think I compare this to like the initial Phase 1 of all of Marvel, the MCU, is like they're just introducing so much new shit so they can actually give us what we really want, see some new great things. Yeah. So they're learning, like I said, and they have to introduce so much shit that they want to do.
Not everything's gonna work.
No.
Like they're gonna try. I think they missed a beat in some of the other shit to add people. Like in WandaVision, we thought they were gonna add the Fantastic Four, right?
Oh yeah.
They made it just seem like it was gonna be Reed Richards. But it was cool they introduced Riri Williams. Namor is a great character. He's kind of like Black Adam just came out. I would say Namor is like a Doctor Doom or Black Adam.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Doctor Doom because Doctor Doom is a bad guy. They say he's an anti-hero, but he's really a bad guy. But that sometimes works with the good guys. Namor, not so much. He is, and same as T'Challa and Black Adam. They're like my people first.
Yes.
They really will like ignore all the fights.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, all right, my people are involved, or you threaten to hurt their people. That's how Namor got in. Basically said, you got to work with us, or I'm gonna fuck your people up.
Yeah.
So like that's how they work. So it was cool they introduced Namor. It was cool that like Namor was trying to keep it so hush hush so the U.S. government couldn't find out. And then I guess they are secretly finding out eventually.
Yeah,
so it'd be cool to see
breakdown
if another show. I think they're gonna have some kind of Namor show like about his people or something like that.
Maybe it's possible. I don't know what they do, but I think they'll definitely.
Or maybe like he'll be the bad, like his people will be the bad guys in one of the shows.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. Or like
Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier season 2 or 3.
How are they? Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, or something like that. Like them, or maybe not going against them, but like it'll be kind of like, oh, they thought that he was a bad guy until they meet him type of shit. Like,
Yeah, that was my question for you is how would they tie him in?
yeah, I don't know.
'Cause
Like I said, that's what I would guess is
stay in the
like,
Black Panther
I'm guessing it's
franchise?
going to be like I think the Thunderbolts either are going to be breaking into Wakanda or their place. Wakanda just makes sense because how are they going to get underwater?
Right.
And besides that, like I said, I would guess that maybe they would be the pseudo bad guys, or you think they're the bad guys of like Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier, and then you find out that it's like some government or some shit.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean, like that, or like the government sets Bucky and what the fuck's the Winter Soldier or not, or Bucky and the Falcon? What's his name?
Now I just Sam.
Sam. They send them
Sam
after
Wilson.
Namor to try and stop him.
Yeah.
They don't realize, you know what I mean? They meet. He's a good
Yeah.
guy. You
I
know
want
what I
to
mean?
push it a little closer.
Or he's like, oh, these are my. They find out like, oh, he's basically for his people.
Yeah. Other
Besides
question.
that'd be tough. I don't really. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because I sat with that in my head. I'm like, how the fuck are
Yeah, unless it's like some the big bad type of shit. Like when
Yeah.
Kang shows up, Wakanda's like, oh, we'll call Namor and
they?
say
Yeah.
like, hey,
I think it's gonna be more like that because
Yeah.
I mean you can't really
he's so
naturally
OP.
tie him in.
Yeah, and it's like you can't get to where he's at. He can always show up where you're at. Like,
yeah.
he
And
could just get away and
and
like, oh, see you later.
Wakanda barely fought him off, like type
Yeah.
shit. But other question. Oh fuck, that actually is. Oh, does the Black Panther pop? Because this is one. I have two. I'll address my complaints right now. I was kind of upset that they showed fucking Killmonger in this movie, but they didn't do it in fucking Doctor Strange, like with that empty seat. That had to be intentional.
I think it was after. I think maybe he made the decision after. Like I said, me and you talked about that a bunch
Oh
of
my
times. Dude, we
God.
should do a Doctor Strange video. We'll do that one.
Maybe, yeah.
But,
let us know in the comments if you want to see
yeah,
it.
but I said that I thought that they missed the point. They could have just made Killmonger the Black Panther in that
Yeah.
universe, and if people liked it, he
Yeah.
looked dope. Just like I said, yank him out of the
Or even just have a one-off. Like,
yeah,
who
or
cares?
even if it's a one, especially if you're gonna one-off him in this too.
Yeah.
Again, I think they had so much. They were trying to give Chadwick Boseman so much respect.
All those roses, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I understand, but I think if there is a heaven and he's up there watching, I'm sure he would understand them going on with the character as
Yeah.
he built it up to be. Like
Right.
their plan for Black Panther isn't what they're doing right now.
Yeah, no.
It changed dramatically, and I don't think he would have been upset if they kind of stayed on par to what he wanted.
Yes.
And like I said, I wasn't. I didn't hate all the sadness behind it. Like I said, it was paying homage to him. It made sense. It felt right, but I thought they could have done. Like I said, I would have had Namor kill him. That would have been my opening scene because I feel like that would have eliminated some of the build up, like of why they hate him.
Yeah,
Like,
actually,
if the opening scene was like him punching T'Challa's heart out of his chest and him dying. You know what I mean? That all the Shuri's rage would have made sense. Their mom, like everything would have made sense. Like,
but they could have done this. Popped in my head. So I think correct. No, it was after the funeral. I think the next scene was the boat, right when they raided that boat.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
something
Namor's
like that.
people. And when that was happening, they like you said, how T'Challa would die. That could have happened there.
Yeah, first. That's what I'm saying. Do it first.
That'd
and
be
then,
good. That'd be decent.
I thought it'd been cool. Like I said, I feel like that's the warrior. Like T'Challa was a warrior. He was a superhero.
Yeah.
Like that's how superheroes go out fighting the bad guys. And I felt like that would have been a cool way to do it. And still like honor T'Challa. Like said, okay, he died. What's the difference? Him dying a bad guy. But I like feel like they just wanted him to die in the movie like he died in real life.
Yeah, I think that was Coogler's intention.
Yeah,
like I
and
said.
again, it wasn't bad.
It's a hard.
It was
at the end,
tugging. Yeah, it's a
such
hard thing to do.
Hard choice.
And I thought they did a great job making a good sequel to an iconic first movie without the lead.
Yes.
Like that's crazy. That'd be like if Iron Man died and they made Iron Man 2
Yeah.
with someone, John Favreau taking over
Yeah,
as
all that
fucking
guy
the
was so
Iron
funny.
Man. Like that movie would have sucked. So
yeah.
I'll give him as far as that. This movie was good.
Yes.
It was a really good movie. Black Panther was definitely missed. But even without him, basically no Black Panther, the whole movie was still pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like,
They figured it out.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you, between the first one and the second one of Black Panther, I mean, obviously, I would assume you think the first one's better. But how close in comparison would you say they are? Like, as a sequel, does this hold up pretty well? I would.
Honestly, I would say I think I like the second one better. I think the first one, Killmonger, was better than Namor.
Yeah.
Killmonger was
It's
just
so iconic.
great. All his scenes were dope. He was a really good bad guy. A little bit of the first Black Panther was just super corny a lot of times, I think. But I thought that was a great movie, too. I thought this one had a really good script. The writing was good. I liked the change. It was a pleasant surprise to the change of Namor, or whatever you want to call him.
Namor.
But it tied into history and it made sense. for all my woke people watching, that's just them trying to keep us brown and black people fighting against each other, but we got to fight against it. But
Amen.
yeah, just with Killmonger, I would say Killmonger puts it over the top. This is similar to me as Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I always liked Dark Knight Rises better. Like, I liked the plot, but the Joker was just so damn
that was
good.
his
Like,
movie.
there's a lot of boring ass parts in Dark Knight.
There is.
But the Joker's so good that it just makes up for all of it.
Yeah.
And I felt like in the Dark Knight Rises there was less boring parts, and I thought Bane was dope as well. He just wasn't
Shout
the
out
Joker.
Tom Hardy, yeah.
And I feel like that's the same. I thought Namor was dope, and he was even more powerful than Killmonger. But
Yeah.
Killmonger was just a badass. His what he was fighting for hit home.
Yeah.
Especially for that Black Panther came out at like a perfect time too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the social climate was like super Black
It was
power.
yeah.
So that was just a movement too. So it's hard. Like, that movie is gonna forever be iconic. You know what I mean? It shattered records and stuff like that. So it's hard to pick which one. But I did like this movie. I liked it a lot. I liked the second one a lot more than I thought I was going into it. Like I said, I was really worried that the Black Panther was gonna be jokey, like, because Shuri was a Black Panther.
Yeah, I was
and it
really
had
concerned.
a nice dark undertone.
I was really concerned about that. That was my biggest. We talked about this off camera. That was our biggest issue before seeing the movie with Shuri becoming the Black Panthers. Last time we saw her, she was an upbeat, giggly, funny, sarcastic. She was a good, solid little sister who's super fucking smart, a nerdy little sister. And I think that obviously they knew that, and they developed her arc very well in this movie.
Yeah,
and that's why when she became the Black Panther, I was like, oh, it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel forced at all.
It felt like they had to do it.
It made
again.
sense.
I was worried that it was going to be like, oh, she just takes the herb.
Yeah.
I actually forgot that he had burned it in my head. I completely forgot.
I totally forgot about that
until the movie. I'm like, oh shit, he did burn it all up.
I have to rewatch it because the only thing I remember was the third act when Killmonger and Black Panther fought, and I did not like that.
And he was like, I did not yield.
Yeah,
I didn't like that fight. That's what I'm saying. There were some corny parts.
So I have to rewatch
I love,
it.
though, when Killmonger shows up and they fight the first time.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he beats the shit out of him. And he's like, this is your king?
And Michael B. Jordan's like fucking 3 times bigger.
Yeah,
than
he's just
like,
jacked.
God.
Yeah, he just looked like it was dope. And like I said, I really do not think it's going to be the last time we see Killmonger.
I'd be really upset.
Well, What If's supposed to come back. I mean, I know that's not the same. I mean, it's the version. It looks like him, and it's his voice. But he was a beast in that, too. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. The What If ends with Killmonger getting Thanos' glove and be like, I'm the bitch. I'm in charge now. And them freezing him in time, basically.
I would love to see Killmonger again. Because I think Michael B. Jordan would nail it. I really want them, if they do a third Black Panther, to figure out a way to bring him back, and if it's that same Killmonger. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Now they can't bring him back now with Ancestor Plane.
Yeah,
they basically. I mean, I was actually watching somebody else's video. I think it was Emergency Awesome. Shout out. He was saying that in Moon Knight they did show that, like, if his body's preserved, they could bring him back.
Yeah.
But didn't he say he wanted to be cremated? Maybe they didn't, because that's what they don't
throw
do.
him out in the sea.
Maybe they didn't do that because that's not what they do to their kings. And like I said, maybe that's what I thought they could have did in this movie. Be like, oh, we didn't throw his body away.
Just do a plot. I mean, if they could pull a son off thin air, like, his body's been right here the whole time, so they could just pull it out. Like, you could do fucking
right in the throne room, just sitting there in a chair, like Uncle Bernie's. Like, yeah. I really hope they do something, bring him back, because Michael B. Jordan, he was a great villain, and he had potential to be a great, like, hero as well, because you understood why he was being a villain. It really, even after he got control, it really wasn't malicious. He just wanted to take over the elites who were fucking over all the poor people and disenfranchised people. He didn't necessarily even say just black people, you know what I mean? But it was like, those are his people in general.
Right.
So you could at least relate to him. He didn't, like I said, outside of what I guess he killed his girlfriend. But he had, like, really never killed. He didn't really kill anybody besides that, right?
He's definitely killed some people. It's been forever.
Well, no, he poisoned the art director. He put something in a drink, but I don't know if she fainted. Was that poison? Like, but the other dude kills everybody.
It wasn't Zequel, Sean. It wasn't Zequel. He put in the fucking.
Well, I mean, he could have just made her faint. Like, it doesn't have to be poison. What kind of poison just kill you? Like, I fuss out and die. Like,
if we had
is it a freaking Shakespeare play where they're like, I'm dead?
If we had a cameraman, he'd zoom in. I'd get like a Jim face right now.
But either way, so he killed 2 people in the movie. Was his girlfriend
it's been forever. So I'm just going on.
But I don't know. I'm just trying to find a way to redeem Killmonger so he can be the Black Panther now.
I
guess we can get that out of our head.
There's a White Panther, right? Or some shit like that. No.
Can the cameraman zoom in on Tom right now? He's trying to whitewash Black Panther right now.
No more blacks in Marvel. No,
he sounds like freaking what was it, Peacekeeper's dad?
Yeah.
Black Panther, goddammit, the White Panther.
No, but there's a White Panther suit, isn't there? I'm thinking of White Wolf.
I don't know, White Vision. I don't know what he's talking. There's no White Panther.
There is. Fuck you. There is. I know there fucking is.
Comment below if there's a White Panther.
Hey, if there
Tom
is,
thinks there's a Yellow Panther too. It might be an Asian guy. I don't know.
Whoa! We don't have an Asian co-host. We're getting canceled. Fuck. There goes our demographic.
But I guess we can't. I don't know. That's just a fantasy because they clearly introduced T'Challa's son, so he's going to be the next Black Panther.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be with the Young Justice War or the Young Avengers or something.
They're definitely doing like a whole young thing. Yeah.
Group. Maybe they'll somehow meet up each other. I don't know how they're going to. The Riri Williams thing, that was also thinking too, maybe she'll meet up with like Kate Bishop.
Oh, yeah. She can just fly the fuck around.
Yeah, Kate Bishop. What's the other chick? The other girl that's going to be somebody.
America Chavez.
Ant-Man's daughter.
Yeah, Kate.
Is she Kate Bishop?
No, fuck. What's her name?
She's Kate something.
Katie. Something like Cassie.
Cassie Lang, yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, this opened a lot of holes. Like I said, Riri Williams is out there.
You saw the preview for that, right?
What?
Quantumania?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What a dumb bitch, first off. I'm sorry, but his daughter's a dumb bitch. We're going to use Quantum.
It's a stupid movie.
Somebody's
got to be the dumb person to do it.
I'm going to use Quantum Realm shit, and I don't know anything about it.
That trailer looked good, but we'll talk about it. But, bitch. Okay, we're getting toast to the end. What did you
Toast
rate?
To the end? As we're getting toast to the end, as Sean has stated.
Did I say? I don't think I said toast.
Watch the fucking clip. I was sitting here thinking about it. I don't want to say 8. That seems really high for it. I'd probably say 7.5, something like that. Like I said, it was good. I have to rewatch the first one to compare and contrast. I was going to do that after I saw the movie last night, but I just never got to it. But I'd probably say 7.5 out of 10. There's minor things I had complaints about, but I would say the runtime. They could have cut down some things, I think, too.
That's why I felt like they should have just killed T'Challa at the beginning, because that would have cut like 30 minutes of them building up why Shuri hates. And maybe they wouldn't even have had to kill the mom either.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I'm glad they killed the mom, because that was a good. I was like, oh,
he's glad they killed the mom.
Yeah.
Get the
woman.
bitch out of there.
Yeah. Stupid old hag. But no, it was good because I thought that was the final battle. But it was like, nah, we're just killing a bitch and we're out. And I was like, damn, okay.
I did too. I was like, I thought this. I'm like, oh shit, it's going down.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're like, all right, we're leaving.
Yeah, we're out. Hey, I'm gonna fuck with you. Like shit like that. But yeah, 7. I'll stick with 7.5. I'll be nice today. How about you, Sean?
I think the same thing. I'd say 7. I thought it was a quality movie. Most of the things I didn't like were just my expectations not being met.
Yeah.
There, like I said, 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a long time. A lot of the T'Challa's funeral stuff drug it out. They kind of had to do it, though.
Right. So yeah, that's understandable.
Again, so it's just this weird thing where
this
paying homage to T'Challa was making your movie better and also hurting it at the same time.
There was
good things about it.
Huge rock in the road.
Yeah,
that
there
was
just good things about paying homage to him, and then there was the bad things that was just going to make the movie longer. It was going to drag at times.
But you had to choose your battles.
But yeah, again, I think they did the best they could.
Yes, 100%.
And I really liked it. There really weren't any times I was super bored in the movie or anything like that, especially for a long movie as it was. Villain was dope. I like Namor a lot. I hope they can find a way to work him back into more of these Marvel storylines organically.
See. We'll see.
Maybe it'll be in Armor Wars. You never know. I mean,
maybe.
Namor's still looking for. I mean, technically, could still be looking for her if he had to.
If
somebody else is still looking for her to make the tech.
I was also thinking vibranium too seems to be a bigger issue.
That's what I'm saying. It's in the Thunderbolts. Who knows that if. And like I said, we saw the Thunderbolts in there. That chick was in there.
I can't. Is it Viola Davis?
No, Viola Davis is a black
actress.
lady.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. What the fuck?
Because I'm thinking of Suicide Squad. I look the same. I don't know.
I definitely go 7 out of 10. I liked it a lot. There were some things I didn't like, but I mean, that's any movie. You can't really be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see what they do with T'Challa's son. It's weird. I would bet $1 million he's a mutant of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's a mutant that somehow he ages faster. Because they got to get him into this arc, and like based on the kid we just saw, He's like 15
Yeah,
years
what
away.
the fuck?
15 years away from actually being the Black Panther. So he's got to be like age up quick or something because this isn't House of Dragon. They can't do a time skip because they have the rest of the universe. If it was a standalone Black Panther universe, then they would just time jump to 20 years later. But they're tied into everything, so they can't just time jump. It sucks that Storm won't get introduced. I thought they should have introduced Storm.
Oh.
She's a queen of one of the tribes, and she's kind of like Namor, where they all think she's a goddess because she has those powers.
Yeah.
And that's how she meets the Black Panther and things like that. So it'll be intriguing to see what, because like I said, his son's clearly a mutant. They made it clear that if you have a baby and you got that urban, so it'll be weird to see what powers he has in the show, or in the cartoons, in the comics. He's got the same abilities as his mom. He can manipulate the weather, and he's like super fast. And
oh, Storm.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, I was so confused. Well, because I thought you were talking about the movie still, not the superhero herself.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know what they're using because his son's usually in the lore is him and Storm's baby. In the comics, he's married to Storm. Like.
All right, so you got that's pretty much.
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
But my final point is 7. What did I say? 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. This movie had probably one of the biggest had one of the biggest obstacles any Marvel movie can face, and comparatively to Phase 4, they overcame all their obstacles they had to in the best way they can. Like I said, this was an impossible situation to deal with, and they dealt with it the best way they can. So when we complain, it's really not truthful. It's not like fuck this movie. It always could be better. But yeah, other than that, guys, do us a favor, leave a like and subscribe down below. Also, comment right now what you thought of the movie, what you disagreed or agreed with throughout this episode. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Links are on this, or ads are on the screen. Links are down below. All of that good stuff. And other than that, I'm Tom. This is Sean, and we'll see you guys next week. Wakanda forever.